So, another topic, what is life? A question with multiple interpretations, or question with scope that is beyond us. We have been thinking about this question for 5,000 or more years, maybe because that's the oldest written or pictographic record we have found till now. And before that, in the Paleolithic age, the people of that time, they might have pondered over this thing, what is life. And that's why we have so many religions and cults and cultures and mysticism there. So the life is associated with mysticism or mystery because life is a mystery. Many things. So we are living so fast and packed world, fast and packed, that it creates an illusion of eternity. Like children, those are born this or any time, so that they never get this idea that they are animals, they are child of animals. And we are animal species. We all our bodily processes. These are driven by animal physiology. Just example, thirst, respiration, food intake, and excretion, and tissues, organs, internal and external processes, all these belong to animal physiology. Like I drink water, a lion and a dog drink water. I eat, a horse or an elephant eats. Even a bird eats. So, as per animal physiology, we all are common. And certain processes like respiration, metabolism, and digestion, all these processes are common in all kinds of all forms of life. It's common everywhere. Even a single cell goes through all these processes. So now आजकल के बच्चे बच्चे बूढ़े पुराने बूढ़े कोई भी किसी भी टाइम का nobody think that they are nothing but uh, a building full of bricks called cells, or they are nothing but a multitude, a pyramid of cells, a building of cells. Nobody thinks like that. और चलो ये सब नहीं सोचना कि ये ये बातें मेटाफिजिकल नहीं, मेटाफिजिकल से हटकर कुछ ज्यादा ही साइंटिफिक हो जाती है. इतना साइंटिफिक टेम्परामेंट इज नॉट good for social animal like us, because we are social animal. All our emotions that are built in us and built in our culture, those are a prime moving force. Just because it's just love and hate, these two things which are common in our world and which are uh, the reason for all of all of the problems, both love and hate. So these emotions, is our foundation. We belong to certain category of emotional animals, and they are good as well as bad. But my point is, this topic has multiple interpretations or unreachable scope, expanding scope, just because uh, either this topic has never been talked, or even if it was talked, it was limited to a particular circle, only a particular standard of people. They could talk about it, like philosophers or teachers or people from royal family. But life is an individual experience. Everyone has a story. Everyone has a certain interpretation of life. Maybe two interpretations may interpolate or may fuse together or may have a lot of things in common. Just like when I say life is an open ocean and ours is a boat. So this is how in one of my typical visuals about life, I imagine life as that we are not on solid ground, we are not dwelling on solid ground, but we are traveling in an open ocean, and we are not species or individual or Homo sapiens or social animal. We are a boat. So that's how I visualize it, and maybe many of the audience, बहुत लोगों का, they might have the same visual, but now many things. The way I visualize about the color of the ocean, uh, about the movements, the graphics, the visual graphics, the color of this board, the colors and size and shape, and even the most fundamental difference is in my board, I would visualize myself. I would not visualize anyone else. So in my board, it's only I who would be there, and same with other people with the fused or same interpretation that they might visualize the same scenario, but ultimately the fundamental difference would be that in their board, they would be they. They would be their persona, not mine. All right. So again, we started with the practical definition of life, and we went into a mystical zone, and that's how life is. The more we look at it, the more we look at life, the more we become certain and confused. So sometimes it appears practical. We have been looking for patterns everywhere. Patterns in the movement of stars, of galaxies, of from micro to cosmic level. We have been looking for patterns everywhere, and even in those patterns, we find something, we become certain, and then again we find another level. It's like we peel an onion called life, and after a joyous moment, we found that there is uh, another layer to peel. So the more we try about it, we find a certain stage, then we, unfortunately or fortunately, we find another stage. And that's how the saga, the legend called life goes on. All right. Now, my first point is that everyone should describe their life. Everyone should have an open interpretation of their life, and everyone's view or interpretation about life should be heard, read, and published. Should be heard, read, and published, because they would be looking at life from a different angle. And the more angles we have, the more closer to the truth. The more we are closer to the truth. Because from my angle, I can describe in all my decency and capability. I can only describe my angle of truth. I cannot describe complete truth. So the more angles are there, the closer we are to the truth. Okay, so this is my request to all my audience, that you should take yourself very seriously. Yourself seriously. Keep yourself in a good self-esteem. Place yourself in at a higher pedestal of self-esteem. Don't compromise with your honor, with your integrity, and higher pedestal of esteem. And describe, publish, write, express, act, in whatever way you see life. Express yourself by words, by deeds, by acts, by plays, by sports, by actions, by movements, by designing, by manufacturing, by singing, by dancing, however way you see your life, in whatever way you see your life, the truth which you see, you must express itself. Don't hold back yourself for anyone, for anything. Now, the first question we started with, what is life? So, first, how it all began. So it's 13.8 billion years. This is 5 billion. This is 4.5 billion, and the same chronological account would keep repeating in my videos, because it's some basic that uh, we all agree with. So this was the time when universe 13.8 billion years ago, universe came into existence. Then the universe was very hot and like burning, like uh, a certain part of the matter, the hot and burning matter, 5 billion years ago, it set itself into an orbit or a cycle. This hot matter, this is our sun, our star. And after some time, a small piece of it got broken. It broke itself from the star and eventually formed Earth. So this is the story, basic background. And now this Earth, initially, because it was a part of a star or a nebula. So both of these are hypotheses. Still, we don't know enough about them, but I can reference it because the this is agreed as of now. So Earth, which was some a small chunk of hot matter, you can call it small chunk of hot matter, it started cooling, and eventually one cell formed. That one cell gave way to all we see it now. We call it LUCA, last common universal, universal common ancestor. It's, you can say, mother of everyone, a single cell. So now, from where did the single cell came? This is a question scientists are still scrounging through, and ये कितना भी scientific हो, this forms uh, a basic theme of our faith, our religious faith, our faith in supernatural powers, our faith in life and destiny, or faith in something myst- mystical about life. Because we don't know how this one, the first cell, the mother of everyone, came into existence. So the first question you're going to ask is how universe came into existence. So it was from nothing. So it was literally from nothing. We don't know how this, how all this hot and burning matter, or how the stars and planets and asteroids, how they came into existence. Nobody knows, and we believe that it came from nothing. And only one thing that does not need any material reference for its existence, we call it faith. So faith is the only thing that creates out of nothing. Just look at this. Look at this thing. The faith is the same thing that is created out of nothingness, and that's true. It is because, like, you have faith in your drive. There is something that drives you, because we are all of us are born in unique circumstances. We are born in unique settings. So each of us is born with a different story and different drive. So there is some drive in your life, and when you start keeping faith in your drive, after some time, when when your faith is put to test, when you learn all the necessary skills, and when the designing phase is complete, one fine day, when your faith, it stops fluctuating, when your faith, it settles down, when your faith solidifies, then this thing, the drive, it materializes, it forms itself, it comes into existence. All right, just take an example of a famous footballer, Ronaldo. Most of people have either watched or read or heard about him. So it was not like Ronaldo just came into existence when he was uh, in his debut match. That he was born one day before his debut match. We all know that there was one day when Ronaldo was born, and he had gone through all the same life you had gone through, and he had the same experiences and feelings and situations. And so this journey, you and he had the same journey, but in that journey, you know that there was something different, that he did something different. That's why he's somewhere else, that he is uh, I'm not comparing, just saying it, that he is in a different occupation. What I mean is, he is in a different occupation. I am not talking about his fame. I'm not talking about his work either. I'm just saying that this person, a person just, you know, X, a child is born today. So would you say who is he gonna become? Nobody can predict it. So the same child who was born in uh, in the same world, and he went through different journey and a different occupation. So how did he end up here and not, in cricket or finances or astronomy or medicine or media? Why is it? Why is he not in all of these occupations? Why did he went to this particular sport, football or soccer ball? It is because he had faith in it. It was his drive. This football was his drive, and he acted on it consistently. He had faith in his drive, so he kept himself engaged in a consistent manner. And this drive, when he knew it, this drive got hold of it. This drive kept driving him to his present occupation. So, all right, let's come back to Luca oneself and this mystical thing about life. So, I was talking about that universe came out of nothing, and in the same way, this came out of nothing, or we don't know how this came about, the process. And even if you know the process, it will be only like peeling another layer of an onion. One question goes, another comes. But that's how life is driven. That's how life goes. So the element of faith is done. Now reflecting back to the same question we started, which is, what is life? Life is a forward thing, a forward movement. We have known it. We have had a taste of it. The dimension called time, and we all agree that time moves in a forward direction. As of now, till date, we have never experienced a backward motion, or there isn't anything about it in records as well. So right now, the truth is that time travels in a forward motion. So in the same way, life forwards in a forward motion. So forward motion. This principle, this theory can be agreed with. It's because Luca that gave way to Luca, a single cell, it gave way to uh, yes, daughter cells, and those cells kept spreading, kept dividing, kept multiplying, and we all, we people, we the people of Earth, we the birds, we the reptiles, we the microorganisms, we the viruses, we the protozoa, we the fungus. So we are everything. So that's how we came into existence. But now, why is this necessary? I mean, if Luca has had to go forward, it, it might have multiplied. It might have simply multiplied. Why bother going through all the changes, the adaptations, the selection, pressure, the evolution, the diversity of species. Why go through all this pain? So that's where most people get stuck, or that's where most philosophers get stuck. That if Luca had to go, it could have multiplied easily. Why this diversity? And then comes another thing. Okay, what if the diversity is not the diversity is not the characteristic but necessity of life? And now we have an evidence that there is something dark in life. We call it dark matter and energy. And in our universe, this forms 95%. So the visible universe in which we can see, or in which all the galaxies and stars and planets and black holes are there, it is only 5% of the whole universe. The rest 95% is dark matter and energy. And seeing this, that Luca single cell, instead of multiplying similar looking copies, why it resorted to diversity. And there comes this thought, and it seems somehow plausible that yeah, it maybe it is possible. Life itself was put to pressure or put to test. It means something acted on life. Something tried to douse this fire. Something tries to stop stop the journey of Luca. And that's when life, under pressure, under different circumstances, under changing atmospheres and all its associated negative elements, it resorted to diversity. That life got adapted. It was like life life in its forward motion. When faced with hurdle, life found a way out, and the way out is diversity. So it means life is a journey that has been traversing, and life resort to everything in order to survive and flourish, or life will do everything to live. That's all about life. That life wants to live, and life wants to live. It means something dark is there to put it out, or something dark is trying to kill it. So that's what life is fighting. And we the children, we are also children of life, so we are also fighting with something. So that's how you can define life. Because if we see evolution, so evolution is a thing that these cells are multiplying, and now there are pressures, pressures of environment, temperature, pressure, life threatening situations, or lethal activities. So all kind of pressures are there. So something puts life under pressure. And in pressure, for example, you know that life is earth is not same everywhere. These areas, these poles, these are cold, but we can even in these colder stations, we can find traces of life. Like we have penguins, penguins, and here we have human elements, uh, like Scandinavian countries, Russia, Alaska. So in these countries, people are there, lives are there, and not just people. There are animals and animal and bird species are there. So it comes to notice that yes, it's like life will travel in a forward motion, and the diversity is its adaptation. That's how life survives. So this mechanism uh, is called evolution. That's how species evolve. So people or species evolve because of natural selection, and natural selection is nothing but pressure. The pressure that is put on life, and life act in that pressure, handle that pressure, and evolve itself. All right. So this was my analysis about life. Now, when we come to humans, what should be the purpose of human species? The purpose of human species should be to extend new frontiers. So our drive is like a niche, a fresh ground, and virgin or unexploited ground. And if we find our drive and if we have faith in it, we can explore the unexplored, and uh, we can be pioneers. Uh, we can discover new things. We can invent new machinery, new tools, new technology. In short, we can explore fresh grounds. So this is our purpose. We must extend our frontiers. Let's summarize it. Life is a forward motion because first thing of the dimension, time and then light. And time and light both travels in forward motion. The second thing, life brings diversity so that it can survive. And we children of life, the children of stars, we have to ensure this survival. We have to have faith in life, and we have to act consistently. And by example of Ronaldo, I try to explain the concept that you must find your drive and you must have faith in it. So this is a kind of virtual, uh, a good cycle in which when you have faith in drive, you will act. If you have faith, you will act for this drive. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling cycle, and that's how Ronaldo is in his current occupation. And with effort, when you find your drive, and if you know it already, just go for it, act. And next thing, that is, what is purpose of our species? So the purpose of our species is to extend new frontiers, to explore the fresh grounds. That's it. Thank you very much.